You're welcome back to the show, and many thanks for staying with us. Now, victim of the alleged $1.3 million gold scam that led to the interdiction of the Legon police commander are accusing the police administration of a cover-up. Director of the company at the center of the scandal, Green Global Resources Limited, James Barberi, says 3 months after the interdiction, police investigations have stalled. He also says the company has not been able to recover the cash nor the gold in question. Earlier this year, that's a bit of a background there for you. Police from East Legon swooped and arrested officials of the company at a hotel in Accra during transactions with a gold dealer to buy some of the previous minerals. Both the cash and gold were kept with the East Legon police, but when the case was transferred to the CID headquarters, the gold bars had allegedly been swapped with fake ones. The IGP subsequently interdicted the police commander for his role in how the gold got lost. Mr. Barberi is in the studio with me. He says he's disappointed in how the new IGP has handled the issue so far. He joins me in the studio. You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Gifty.
Also here with me is Anthony, who is the director of PR for the Global Resource Company. You're welcome as well.
Thank you very much.
So what is it that you have, what is the problem really that you have with how the investigations have gone? The police commander was, he was interdicted. At this point, you haven't heard anything at all that gives you confidence that they're indeed working at it?
No, Gifty. This is a clear case of one businessman being involved with police corruption. This was a legal, upstanding business transaction. Okay. They supplied Mr. Courage of General Union Investment Agency, supplied gold bars for sale. Green Global Resources provided cash to purchase the gold bars legally. And we were at a hotel in Accra. Mm-hmm. And when the transaction was complete and Mr. Courage left with the cash, and we put the gold bars in a box and we're ready to go on back to our business.
And that was the point that the police swooped in on you?
They swooped in and seized the company representatives, including 2 owners, and claimed that the gold was stolen and that our company purchased stolen gold, and as a result they are being brought down to the Legon police station for to be arrested. Okay,
so they took away the gold at that point.
The commander, Mr. Bastinelli, the police commander from East Legon, Bastinelli, he seized the gold bars from our company at the police station. And we know the gold was real. We had tested it at the hotel. We had the gold in our possession all the way to the police station. Mm-hmm. And he took it from us. And the gold was tested positive for real gold. And so we are out the money that we paid, mm-hmm. and we're out the gold. And there seems to be no desire on behalf of the police administration to bring this case to a conclusion.
Okay, so let me sort of summarize it this way. So 2 organizations meet at a hotel to transact business, and they pay on their part. They say the Green Global Resources Limited say they paid money to whoever is selling the gold, but then the police swoops in and says they're dealing in stolen gold. The police takes the gold away, and the next time you saw them, the gold was fake. Is that correct?
No, we never saw the fake gold.
You never saw the fake gold?
The police told us it was fake.
The gold was fake.
What's important here, Gifty, is they took 4 U.S. citizens, representatives of our company, put them in jail for over 24 hours. This is an egregious act of police corruption. They not only stole or misappropriated the gold, but they made our representatives, they intimidated them.
Now, that's a very categorical statement when you say that they stole the gold, because we do not have information at this point to pin them down to that. If I can bring you in, Anthony, at what point did the IGP order the interdiction of the police commander at the point, and did this satisfy the company then?
Well, perhaps I did not satisfy them because it was on 17th March. The IGP interdicted DSP Basantele with the issue of gold scam. And apparently that was not the first time. Our case was about the fourth or fifth case of gold scandal, gold scam.
Involving who?
Involving East Legon Police Station.
Okay.
Exactly. But my problem here is to just see justice done.
Hold on. Let's go systematically. At the point when they interdicted the police commander of East Legon Police, what were the next steps that were taken from there?
Well, let me add for that. At that point, they did it only after an article in the newspaper.
Okay. Yep. So it was interdicted after the article in the newspaper.
After the article that exposed it. We then met about 1 week later. Representatives of the company met with the new IGP and the new head of CID.
What was the name of the IGP you dealt with then?
At that point, we met with Mr. David Asante Apetu.
He's a new IGP. He's a current IGP.
Correct.
So at what point did you meet with the current IGP?
On March 23rd.
About the issue?
In his office.
Okay.
And we also met with the Inspector General of CID.
No, Director General.
Or Director General of CID, Mr. Bright Orduro.
Okay.
And what was very comforting for us was these are newly appointed senior officers. They reassured us that this is not acceptable behavior on behalf of police authorities. And
did it then mean that they had actually investigated and come to the conclusion that he was at fault because he was only interdicted and there hasn't been any processes to prove that he or his men stole your gold or did anything untoward?
They said that the process that happened where our people were brought down and arrested, had to stay in a jail cell for over 24 hours, did not receive any receipt or documentation for the seizure of our gold.
So that was inappropriate.
All of these actions were inappropriate for police behavior, and that they were going to do something about this, and that they had some level of investigation that collaborated all of our facts at the time, and that they were going to get to the bottom of this very fast, in a very fast time frame, to try to secure our either gold, return the gold to us, or to return cash.
Did they give you any timelines within which they were going to do this?
Swiftly, Gifty.
Did you demand timelines within which the police was going to deal with it?
We asked them, and they said this is a priority, because our request to them isn't a $1.3 million criminal case, CD criminal case. Isn't that an important case for them? And they said, yes, this is going to be a top priority for our administration.
How long has it taken since you met him then? Because you would say it hasn't taken enough time. Why then are you disappointed? If you've met the new IGP and they say they're working on it, that's
a fair question, Gifty. There has been no communication, and we are led to believe that nobody is interested in pursuing this case, and that nothing has occurred. Essentially, we've had no communication from the police.
Don't you think that now that you've gone out with details, etc., to the media, they're going to take it as an act in bad faith?
How can it be an act of bad faith by the victim? We're victims here.
Yep.
We have done nothing wrong.
Maybe they would have expected you to reach out to them. Did you reach out to them?
We had people here on the ground that were trying to communicate, but nothing has occurred, Gifty. This is a clear case of not wanting to move this case forward. This involves foreign investment. This involves citizens of another country who are owners of a Ghana company. They were intimidated, they were targeted, and the authorities who are supposed to protect us and supposed to serve us and support us have done nothing
about it. And so you're obviously frustrated. Just so I can confirm, is it $1.3 million or 1.3 million cedis?
1.3 million cedis.
1.3 million cedis. All right, let me come to you. What then are they I believe that there are a lot of options available to you to deal with this matter. First of all, U.S. citizens, like you say, were arrested by the police, you know, kept unlawfully beyond 24 hours, etc. Did you get in touch with the U.S. Embassy here in Ghana to be able to?
No, there was no need to bring the U.S. Embassy. This is a internal.
Well, these are U.S. citizens.
Right, but we have been told that we're going to be helped by the new
police.
administration. You know, when you're acting in Ghana in good faith and you're not treated properly, you expect the authorities who are responsible for proper treatment to take care of it. And we have been reassured by them, by those two senior officers that said they're going to get to the bottom of this and they're going to make sure justice is served.
You suspect that the police are covering up. What gives you that impression?
Well, there are no records.
Oh wait, I wanted to actually bring Anthony in, perhaps.
Sure.
Yeah.
If you categorically listening to the supposed kingpin of the scam cartel
Who
called
is the supposed kingpin?
Courage Gegepe.
Who is he? He's a police?
He's
a businessman.
He's the businessman. He's the owner of General Union Investment. They sold the gold
to you,
right, to Global Resource, right?
Yeah.
And Global Resource have all the legitimate certificates. We can give it to you to purchase gold and export. Actually, they've even dealt with PMCC before, and they've exported gold outside Ghana. So you can get somebody of this sort saying he's immune and he's not scared. That was a rumor, though. I don't know how authentic.
Okay, now I'm getting confused. Hold on. We're dealing with the police, and you have the police on one side.
Yes, and you have the scammer also.
What's the name of the company again?
General Union Investment.
General Union Investment
Agency.
My question was, what gives you the impression that the police are covering up?
Great.
You bring in General
I'm
Union.
coming there.
All right. So does it mean? Do you suspect that General Union is behind all of this?
Let me go there. Anthony.
Okay, sure.
Please.
How did the police show up at a restaurant, at a hotel in Accra, when we had no reason to inform the police of a gold transaction? We did not request security.
No, police usually have tip-offs. They usually have information, intelligence they'll call it. So that could also be a factor. Have you thought about that?
The factor is the only people that knew of this transaction is Green Global Resources and General Union Investment Agency. They're the only individuals, the only entities that knew of this transaction.
No, but the truth is that cannot be cast in stone, because there's so many other ways that the information could have reached the police. It could be from people within your company, from people within the General Union company. It could be. So, I mean, until there's substantive information, there's information out there that is a conclusion of an investigation, you can't categorically say that. But the question again is, what gives you the impression, just so you can wrap up on the point you were making, what gives you the impression that the police are covering up?
Sure. As I was saying, the CEO of General Union Investment, Courage, as at now, is on the run.
Okay.
Because the latest post by the police on their Facebook page was sort of a warrant search for him and the other accomplice who were part of his entourage during the transaction.
Okay.
The pictures, I think we gave the pictures even to the police.
Okay.
The pictures of the transaction, everything, some of the video, CCTVs, we gave it to them.
Okay.
As at now, that the new information I saw on the Ghana Police Service Facebook page was that post to show that there has been a warrant search for Courage.
Okay.
That is a good step, no doubt about it. But here I come again. This was a transaction that happened legitimately at Tan Palace Hotel, and the police of East Legon jurisdiction pops in after 5 minutes after the transaction. We have a driver who drives them around, because unfortunately I wasn't there at that time, because I believe if I was there, this scam could never have happened. That's what I believe.
What happened at the
Good.
time.
So the driver was like, the police people came there to the hotel and asked, where is the business transaction going on? And the driver asked, what business? The gold transaction. And of course, he's just a normal driver. He saw a policeman. He has to say what is no. He showed them where they are.
Okay.
So they come there, according to the 4 U.S. citizens, and the police tell them that the gold is a stolen gold. That's my problem. It's a stolen gold. Do you focus on the seller or you focus on the buyer? Those are some of the questions I want to ask. So therefore, you need to focus more on the seller. And as of now, you don't know where the seller is. as of now, we don't know what has happened. The last time they met was around 23rd March. From 23rd March to now, I have tried my best, because I was not in the country, came back. I've tried my best to have some interactions with the police people, and whenever you go, it looks positive. Like they try to give you some confidence. Good.
Okay.
But you don't see things being done. The investigator, current investigator, one John Lodonu, to me, must be changed. That's my summary.
I see.
Gifty, also, the transaction occurred on November 12th, 2016.
Yep.
Okay.
The premise that the Legon police were insinuating was that the gold was stolen. Mr. Courage, the individual that was known and confirmed was the company and the individual that possessed and delivered the gold for sale, has not been arrested since November of 2016, if that claim was true.
You just said that he is on the run, which means that the police are trying to arrest him.
Yeah, that was the latest post I saw.
That is a nice thought. But prior to us having our meeting on March 23rd, there was no attempt.
There was no attempt.
From
That's
November
what
to
you
March.
say. Well, this is obviously your side of the story.
Yeah,
We're
sure.
trying to get the police for their side of the story on this. As soon as we have them, we'll let you know. But let me find out from you what's going to be your next line of action.
Well, at this point, we're hoping that this media support will put enough influence on the police authorities to do their job. All we want and request is for the police authorities to do their job, find out where the gold is or was, find out where the cash is or was, and return it something to us. Return it so that we are no longer a victim of the funds or the gold. We're still victims of a very terrible, egregious police breach of trust. And it was just a very terrible experience.
But as a business, I believe that there are other, as an investor, if I should put it that way, I believe that there are other opportunities available for you to explore this case, and as the victim, as you say you are, to be able to explore it and get the relief that you require. Have you looked into any of those?
Yes, we have. All of those other alternatives require more investment, more hiring of attorneys, more hiring of our own investigators. Why would we chase bad money, good money after bad money, when the real investigation should be handled and completed properly by the police authorities? Okay.
Have you been in touch lately with before you came out with this release? Did you contact the IGP?
Yes, not the IGP. We've been in touch with the Director General of CID. We met him a couple of days ago, and we approached him. He gave us some hope that things are going to be done. I think after the meeting, that's when I saw the post from the Ghana Police Service Facebook page, which I was very impressed. But you know, the problem here is, for me as a Ghanaian citizen, I believe that if we need to grow as a country, we need to build some confidence in investors. Investment puts a lot of good economic bargains on our country. Investment helps us to grow as a country. So being a Ghanaian citizen, I just wish and pray that the authorities involved can put in much weight to support and make sure that this case is given the necessary attention. I want to exclusively thank the media for their support. As you listen to James, it was after a Daily Guide article that made this issue come up.
That made the IGP at the time interdict the commander for Legon Police.
So, and just after a brief press conference today, we're having good support from you guys, and it's amazing. And if we're going to continue like this as a country, this is not politics. We put things aside and work as a country, work as a team to help grow the country. That's the best thing.
Thank you very much for your time. So at this point, you're hoping that putting the information in the media will help you get some results.
Yes.
Sure.
Correct? All right. I wish you all the best with that. I believe that there will be. Unfortunately, we're unable to reach the police. We were trying to get their side of the story to find out what's happened, of course, to Commander Basintale. Where is he after his interdiction? These are some of the things that give them the impression that the police is trying to cover up. But I'm sure the police will say no and that they're looking into the story. We'll get to them for that update. Sure. But thank you very much for coming. I've been talking to Mr. Barberi.
Yes.
Barberi. He is the CEO for the Global Resources Limited, and of course Anthony is the director of PR for the company. And we've been talking about that 1.3 million cedi loss in gold transaction. It's still a developing story. As we see it now, we'll get you some more information on that.